I had started to say some things, and then I looked over and I hadn't even started the stream yet. I mean, I didn't do anything again. I bought a couple items from Bums. That's it. Anyways, yesterday I was up for like well over 24 hours. So whenever I do that, the next day I am usually not completely there. I just feel some kind of exhaustion still. I don't even think I got a full night's sleep. I usually don't when that kind of shit happens. And I was physically doing a lot. I'm pretty tired. I'd forgotten that little trolley thing in my other cars. Well, in my car. I used my brother's car yesterday. Point is, I'm tired. Might be a little out of it. I was just laughing that I was starting to talk and I hadn't even turned on the stream. Reason my nose is stuffy. I hadn't eaten in a long time. That makes me tired too. So I'm making a lot of excuses to tell you. Might be a little chill today. We'll see. It's interesting. I keep buying stuff from these guys and the prices keep going up. I think it's essentially they let you buy upgrades that are going to be used the entire game. Makes me wonder, have we seen the entirety of the combat? I mean, I guess that could give you some more powers and still have you be able to pick those up. We'll see. Yeah, just catching up on some world news and eating. Guess we'll end up in here soon. Anyways, Detective Pikachu returns to not come in the mail, but we were gonna do this anyways first. I have one more thing I want to pick up from gameplay and finish before my trip. There's no rush for Pikachu. Gonna have to delay Lords of the Fallen and Sonic. If either of those really suck, I won't even bother. That'll hurt us. What's up, Bradlos? What are you up to, buddy? Or if I'm a little dead, I was working till late yesterday. I was up like over 24 hours and pretty physical. If I mumble out some words, you'll have to forgive me. Reinstall WoW because you've been watching hardcore players? Or are you gonna play like retail? Yeah, you brought that up yesterday and I forgot to reply. think there's a lot of conversations. Apologies. Maybe I did. No, it wasn't a full conversation though. Oh man, I'm so... foggy-headed. Whenever I stay up 24 plus hours these days, the next day I am just like fogged. Because I don't sleep a whole night, and it's like your body's just trying to catch up somehow. I had fun with Classic. The thing is, me and Cactus did it together on a PvP server, and that was on launch. It was really fun just to like run around and quest and explore and fight people when we saw them and shit together. With our knowledge and shit, and just play for like 24 hours a fucking day. But nowadays, unless there's been a big resurgence of people, you're gonna have people who are gonna optimize the fuck out of it. Less exploration, less dungeoning, more like... Even when we were playing, it was dungeon grinding to get to 60. Kinda sucked. Unless that meta's changed. I was paying like high level people to do gun dungeons. There you go. Yeah, as soon as I hit max level, I stopped playing. I've done raiding, I've done endgame before, and I wasn't looking to get on the loot treadmill. So I just stopped as soon as I hit max. I had fun doing world PvP and exploring and playing with Cactus and shit, and that was it. I mean, it obviously doesn't capture the magic the original was. The culture and time period's just too different. And the knowledge of the game, the game's already solved. And the nature that we talk about games, super different too. There was no Discord or anything like that back then. But yeah, it was cool for pretty much what you're saying. Just running around having fun. Exploring the world. It's a fun world. It's cool. The time it takes to level up and the atmosphere and shit. Yeah, we did every dungeon. Which was fun. I don't think there'll be anything quite like WoW, but that there could very well be something that has a, you know, somewhat similar feel and impact. We're too connected to literally have the WoW feel nowadays, right? Games are too min-maxed and data... those kinds of games are too data-driven and all that kind of shit. But I think you could have some kind of paradigm shift. Either through some kind of like different means of control or experience, like your VRs, some kind of shift in like how we socialize, and how that can be like used in game, or just somebody throws enough money and is creative enough mind to kind of bring back more of a exploratory kind of community-driven kind of world like that. I've heard Guild Wars 2 is kind of similar in some ways. It's more about exploring. Like it's just built into the loop, if you will, and everything's always relevant. So there's always people running around, hanging out, and doing shit, which is interesting. Makes me kind of want to try it out. Some people be like, it's right there, that's the game. But that cultural, I mean, it depends on what you think, because WoW is so many things, right? Other than just being a good, well, at least back then, you know, kind of immersive MMO. It was also like a cultural thing. It was also in an earlier point in video games and internet and stuff like that. So, I don't know, it depends on what you mean exactly. In terms of being able to capture at least the video game quality of it, for sure, could be done again. That specific brew of cultural internet kind of stuff would be hard. It would have to be something similar, but kind of a different context. Like you said, like a VR. Maybe the way, you know, maybe we're not going to be on Twitter and Discord in a decade. Maybe something different's going to happen, and maybe that'll kind of feed into how we socialize, or maybe, like I said, somebody's just going to have enough money to do some crazy MMO that changes everything. Who knows? Because you could imagine in your head, like, if you had infinite money, like, what an insane MMO would be. Maybe just something so big and ever-changing and complicated and or just vast, or enough people playing it that you do have that get lost and the wonder of it kind of thing. But like I said, even just the meta of how people play those games is different. Back then, min-maxing sure was kind of a thing, but like people just didn't know stuff, and you just kind of played and you try to figure it out and you talk to people, and people would learn who people were on servers because it was server based. It wasn't everybody in the world played on the same phasing shifting server, and so there's communities. But it's like nowadays a lot of communities are, you know, in FF14 you'll go to like some house of somebody's and they're like, oh, get on the Discord, jump in Discord, you want to stay up to date. And where back then you would just probably go talk to those people in game, and it's just so different. Minecraft and Fortnite have that appeal. I mean, those are big enough for sure, but it's a very different feeling. Like Fortnite has big social experiences and stuff where people connect, but you're not really like running around the world doing a social thing, trying to like, you know, you've never seen a big world like this before, and everybody's just chit-chatting and kind of enjoying the community, and it's the biggest thing, but like not everybody knows everything about it. Or like Fortnite, I mean, you queue up for another match, right? It's like there's a certain break in immersion there. But yeah, I know what you're saying. I mean, they're big deals, if that's what you mean. Cultural like impact. Yeah, Minecraft's fucking a huge deal. So is Fortnite. I don't know if you meant like they give you a similar kind of experience. Yeah, VR would be something. Nobody expect the next cultural gaming zeitgeist. Yeah. No, well, I'm just saying that if you had the right idea and the funds to do it, that'd be something would be possible. I mean, not just, yeah, you don't want to just do another theme park MMO like FF14 with more budget. That's not what I mean. But to make a good MMO requires quite a bit more budget than probably your average game, right? That's why a lot of these like Korean MMOs just crash and burn, or these new Amazon ones or something, right? They just like no end game, front loaded, or it's all in like character creators and the action, and then like nothing else happens. You get good ones like Guild Wars 2 and stuff, continuously kind of burning, but yeah, they're just expensive to probably do correctly. And I mean, live service is pretty much the same stuff, and you know, why make an MMO and risk it when you could make Destiny 3 or something? A pseudo MMO thing with more like hardcore microtransactions. That's another thing, is how you monetize it, right? Back then, WoW was buy and then pay per month, so they could always provide you more shit. Nowadays, it'd be free, with, you know, how are we going to make money? Especially if it was a big budget thing, they're going to want to make a lot of money. They're not going to just do it for love completely. So how do they make money in a live service, free-to-play era of gaming? And it's like, well, microtransactions, which, hey, you know, that doesn't hurt at all. But they want to make money, so they're going to, like, they're going to, you know, spend time on that stuff instead of this stuff, and they're going to make the game maybe a certain way so that microtransactions are more interesting. And, you know, it's just like, you have to get, yeah, kind of like a Baldur's Gate situation where you somehow get the right talent and then somehow get money from the right people to make a passion project with, like, because that's the thing, is like AAA gaming, if it was all like, you know, dream games and money wasn't an issue, but they had money to use, insane stuff would be getting made right now. The thing is, the more money that comes into the equation, usually, the more sterile or risk averse or something is, right? There's still good stuff, obviously. I mean, Baldur's Gate was big money and it was great. Armored Core 6 was amazing. It's big money. But then you get, you know, Assassin's Creed Mirage or something, and it's sterile as fuck. I don't know. It's a tough thing. In a lot of ways, what MMOs need is something that you're not easily going to get. Not to mention, MMOs are kind of a... if you're a big business, right, you want to spend a lot of money, they're kind of a failed... You look at the history, not really like a easy, like, oh yeah, let's do this. This is going to make a lot of money. This is going to be successful for sure genre. Like, not really. WoW and FF14 and, you know, decent successes like EverQuest is big, and then, you know, stuff like a RuneScape or, you know, Guild Wars is fine and all that, and some of your smaller ones, but it's not like a surefire bet, right? They get some flavor in the month, but I feel like for the amount of effort, I like Elder Scrolls Online, but for the amount of effort they are, especially to want to take a chance and do one different, like, I don't know if you could get the funds for like a massive one. You're getting some more like kind of AA mid-budget MMOs coming out. What was it, like Ashes of Creation and shit like that? That would be interesting to see how those are, but yeah, I don't know. That's another thing too, is MMOs take a lot of your time and all that. And in a world where there's already a shitload of live service games, you know, why pick this over that kind of thing? You already got your game. Although live service, I wouldn't say it's dying, but most new ones that come out don't tend to do super well. Partially because there's only so many of them that can exist at once. There's only so many games that are supposed to take up 90% of your day that you can have, right? The other thing is that a lot of them are just fucking boring money grabs. ESO. Do you pay monthly sub for ESO at all? Or is it just expansions? Oh yeah, so you just said it, yeah. I was going off my rant, and then I went back and read the comment, and somebody said the same thing. I don't know. Do you pay monthly subs for ESO? Okay. You do. I'm sure you can play it for free for, like, most of the game, like every other MMO that's been going that long. Try to get you on board. Surely they have some kind of, like, free month. Consoles can play the base game for free. PC has to pay, even for the original campaign? Surely not. Surely they're both free. That'd be wild. Why does PC have to pay and not console? They're trying to get everybody to play on console. Buy an Xbox. Why? Jesus, dude. Is there not even a free trial for ESO? Jesus, if you just wanted to try ESO, man. Would they have that little faith in their game? Like, we'll take your money up front, you can find out if it's good or not after. Oh yeah. Guess I should continue to play that. Yeah, I know that ESO is supposed to be just like fine, but it doesn't seem like something I'd want to cough up a bunch of bucks to take a chance on, man. Not when you could play like Guild Wars 2 or something. Hell, you can free play FF14 for like hundreds of hours. And unless you're into like the super, like, you know, exploration world, you know, yeah, if you're cool just with a good story and nice production value and an active community, it's like just go with FF14. You can play free play WoW, man. Inconvenient to play without plus. Those plus just the membership. Oh, so it's just not on the Game Pass launcher. Weird wording. Okay. Yeah, that sounds more like a reasonable way to onboard yourself. They got the BOE inventory purchases. How much is plus? Is that a monthly thing or just a one time? $15, I gotcha. 15 to play the whole game. Everything. Not surprised to be more willing to pay. It's always funny before games started having like free expansions and stuff, like with WoW. You'd have to buy like fucking $100+ and fucking expansions and games and stuff, but like with WoW is such a big deal, people would do it. Oh yeah, I mean if it's anything like any other MMO. I mean even getting max leveled WoW took us for a while and we went ham. Let alone something like FF14. Through the story and let alone all the side content that's worth it would be a really long time. Goddamn. The nose, the foggy head. We stayed up super late for work. Rough. How good is ESO? It always has just kind of seemed like okay. It's never made big waves or anything. It's just kind of kept ticking. Gotcha. Gotcha. Yeah, that's how most MMOs are nowadays. Action, comment, and all that. Or at least, they usually have some kind of hybrid action. Like new ones. I mean, obviously 14's rotation based like WoW, but it's older. Yeah, I figured like if it was really like making great use of the lore and putting out like really interesting content, like it would be a bigger game you'd hear more about. I figured it's more like kind of like little theme parks of small things where giant events don't really happen so that they can still have their main games. Like how does that work? Does it have its own continuity or am I supposed to like do events that happen in it like affect Elder Scrolls 6? Well, I mean, even stuff like FF14, you don't need to buy speed boosters or there's no mod. I mean, there's mods, but you don't need them. I don't use any mods. Now, solved boss strats and stuff, yeah, I mean. I don't know, I played all of FF14 and I never looked up any videos how to do shit, really. You kind of just freeball it. But yeah. I know what you're saying. I'm just saying that, like, even if those things are in the game, they're not like necessities or at the forefront always. Yeah, a lot of people do story skips and level skips and stuff, but something like FF14 is more about the journey and the story and all that than getting to endgame. I find endgame boring. I like leveling and doing all the side shit. The gear treadmill's never interested me. WoW's a bit more endgame focused, but I find, especially in Classic, the process to be more fun. Don't like things anymore. That's not true. There's things about FF14 not to like, for sure. A lot of people have issues, especially in the beginning.
你讲我母家学无头，出来走跳，敢若互你闹开尔啦。你讲足济摆啊！
既然你拢知，
死结结不回来，我就是无聊死啊啦！
我袂讲。
树要长如泰山，轻如鸿毛。多谢。
若是发现你不忠贞，随甲你掠转去山顶闭关。
是。诶？
动作无可信。哎，是安怎练的啊你？
He's good. Greatest Kelly was more MMO in that respect. Yeah. Next big entertainment technology. I don't know. Dream Inducer. That'd be neat, but I don't think we have a grasp of the human mind enough. Not to mention the mental problems that would cause. Yeah, I got a dream inducer for you right here. It's called a fucking bottle of fucking sleeping pills, man. I know what you're saying, but that sounds to me a little farther off. I can see people getting into some catatonic fucking state. They're like caught in dreams and it's fucking with sleep and fucking with their body. And we can barely even diagnose most mental disorders or apply the correct medicine to it, let alone fucking mess with your brain's ability to control from outside sources what you're seeing in dreams. I would see full VR before that, personally. I guess we already have it, but full, like, commercial level where everybody has it. I don't know what I would see as the next, like, big entertainment innovation. Who knows? Something, I'm sure. I doubt this is the end game, unless we all get blown up in a fiery hellfire of craziness. But most MMOs are chasing the idea of nostalgia 2004 WoW and the actual nostalgia because the intended audience is too young to have been there. Yeah, that's my thing, is you'll get a lot of imitators who just copy things like WoW. But WoW was so much a part of, like I said, the culture back then of like gaming, limited online, how little MMOs there were back then, at least in the mainstream. I mean, WoW was like your first like big mainstream WoW, like, MMO, right? Everybody in the community is just kind of all new to it. You know, people's ability to parse data and min-max and the focus on, you know, endgame not being everything and stuff like that. And it's just like you can't really recreate that feel because it is such a more tied to history and culture and stuff. But like you'll get, you know, your theme park MMOs or things that'll copy little things like that. I think it was that way for a while. I don't know if anymore you see games trying to exactly be WoW. I just think the problem is now you just get a lot of just middling like Korean MMOs, right? Like it hasn't been a really big effort outside of like FF14 and stuff to have like a new MMO, right? Like it's mostly just like let's trace a couple months of flavor of the month shit with our, you know, really nice looking action focused Korean MMO and then just it dies, right? Like I think if anything, MMOs have just been spinning their wheels for a bit. I mean, I've heard great things about stuff like Guild Wars 2 and all that. they don't advertise their game for shit apparently, which is why you probably don't hear about it much. But it's supposed to still be kicking and be interesting and different. But you know, even games like Lord of the Rings Online are still getting expansions, right? So plenty of these still like exist, but I think if anything, yeah, like just new MMOs are just kind of they're just kind of middling, kind of gunning for, you know, like I said, quick. You know, I look at like New World, man. Shit burned super bright for like a few weeks and then it's just gone pretty much. Dude. I feel like that's the state of most of them and what they're kind of going for. Not to mention nowadays the state of gaming's different. You know, free to play, microtransactions, totally changes how an MMO is going to feel. Games as a service are already similar to MMOs. It's like, okay, I could play this MMO. Why would I pay $60 for this MMO when I could go play Destiny 2 or something, you know, with a full community and all that for free? And then, like, you know, you change a couple things, you know, a couple things here and there. So it's like most MMOs are going to be free to play to compete with, like, you know, with people's time, right? Like Fortnite's free. All these games are free. So MMOs are going to be like free because it's harder to be like, hey, pay 60, $70 than a monthly subscription to put out a stronger game. And then that's going to change how the kind of content they make and the structure of the game because they need to make money. And so that's different. Min max is different. Like I said, how we talk to each other is different. You don't engage with the community always in game. It might be in their Discord, you know. So it's gonna change immersion, and just so much has changed. That yeah, you're not really gonna capture the WoW feel. It's just not possible. I just don't think there's been big enough effort. I think, like I said, you need like a large amount of money or a large amount of talent or effort to get like a really good MMO that isn't just like the same wheelhouse of what's coming out these days. And it's hard to probably want to put in that risk when you could just make like, you know, hero shooter number 50, which might fail. Those are failing a lot more. I mean, fucking hell, Hyenas, you ever hear that one? Sega spent bazillions of dollars on that one and it just shut down before it even came out. Because nobody played the beta, they just canned it. That was by Creative Assembly, man, the Total War people. So like those aren't doing too good either, but it's like that's more like the hot stuff these days. Or like the money you need to pull off an MMO is, you know, why would they risk it on that? So who knows? We'll see. The new Lord of the Rings MMO by Amazon is gonna change everything, dude. Clearly. Yeah, that's another thing with MMOs in general is like it's usually a long ride and some of that content is pretty dry. Even if F14, I mean they've gutted the main base game just to speed it up and make it more engaging and stuff. Their games made to be played for a long time and you know, that's not always great conductive to like great pacing, especially if it's like story based. And WoW, it's cool because you just kind of get this big explorable world and there's a community aspect and, you know, PvP aspect and shit. But, like, you don't even get that exactly anymore, right? So, it was New World, yeah. Also, I think they owned, what was that other Korean one that was like a Diablo MMO? Remind me of that? Yeah, let's see. Yeah, it looked boring. Black Desert. Yeah, that's another Korean one. The only people making MMOs these days are the Koreans. I'm not saying they're all bad. I mean, there are other MMOs too, but most new ones are fancy Korean MMOs. I actually don't know if New World was a Korean MMO, but Black Desert is. I think there's a lot of non-Korean ones that are continuously developed, like Guild Wars or Elder Scrolls or WoW, or, FF14. But most new ones you see are like, you know, I think a lot of these Korean devs make a lot of, maybe they get a success, a lot of money, just kind of cranking out that kind of flavor of the month. MMO, people want them. I mean, you always see people get hyped for these new MMOs when they come out, and then they just kind of disappear because they just are kind of shallow by endgame. But yeah, ESO was never flavor of the month. That's what I mean. Like Guild Wars 2 wasn't really. A lot of these have just like Lord of the Rings online. They just kind of keep cooking. Yeah. I don't think that's fair. I mean, yeah, there's a lot of like style over substance stuff coming from them, but there's good stuff too. But MMOs, yeah, maybe a little bit more cash grabby for sure. I mean, a lot of Korean game design is a lot of like flash over stuff. Like, there's so many like big new crazy games coming from them, and some of these like they look really good in like a show, right? Like you'll watch like a Jeff Keighley show, and there's all these Korean games, and they look really fancy. And you're like, damn, this looks really neat. But then like a lot of them come out, and they're like, kind of basic or not. It's all in the visuals and stuff, but I don't think that's entirely true, right? There's lots of good stuff still coming out of there. I mean, and that's no different than like the West, right? Yeah, I love big budget games. But yeah, in terms of MMOs, though, I kind of agree. Like that one game where it's like the guy with the sword dodging shit on the back of a carriage. I'm like, that looks pretty cool. But does it just look cool? Right? I'm like wondering on that. The one with the girl with the big ass and latex. It looks cool. I like action games, but like that's the problem. Is like there's been so many times I've been burned by those where it's like they look really good visually, and then it's like, oh, they're not that good. Yeah, Terra's. I mean, that was a different type. I feel like did Terra start the action sexy character creator MMO thing? That's like the earliest one I can think of. Current meta's cozy games. Not in the mainstream, but if you just saying like there is a uptick in indie cozy games, like it's kind of how like roguelikes had an uptick. Well, roguelikes are still fucking huge, but I would definitely say yeah, cozy games, low engagement, kind of easygoing, cozy relaxation games where your feelings can take a rain check and stuff. Or there's lots of cats. That's definitely been on the rise the last few years. They've always existed, but Jesus, man, you'll watch some of these shows and it's like your wholesome games directs, of course, is going to be all the cozy games. That there even is one of those shows you how many there are. And, um, yeah, how many other shows, game shows you'll see that have all those kinds of games too. I don't know. That's probably more of a cultural thing. Just the kind of people that exist nowadays are going to be the kind of people maybe who just make those kinds of games. And then it kind of becomes a fad or something, and everybody gives it a shake, right? I think stuff like big landmark games like Stardew Valley and stuff probably, you know, stuff like Animal Crossing and all that. Those come out, and especially like Stardew because it's somewhat new. Kind of you start to see the copycats, and then everybody tries to get in on it, and some of them are actually good, and then it gets played out, and just get some, I'm sure. I also think it's just the mass, the amount of people that game and shit these days, right? It's not just your hardcore pretentious jackasses like me. You know, it's somebody's mom. It's just like, you know, just some dude who plays a game once a year and he just wants something chill, or he just likes cute little fucking, bullshit. So it's like there's just lots of people who are willing to jump into anything nowadays. Not that I don't like cozy games or nothing. I mean, I'd play anything, but the point is, like, there's like a certain kinds of games will be made depending on the community or the kind of people playing games, right? And since it's so different from back then, you're gonna get different things. And I think one of those is like, oh, here. That, like, just the state of the world these days, all that kind of shit. You get your cozy stuff. And then that night, like I said, I feel like it's kind of like almost like a fad right now, a little bit. I don't know, maybe not though. I don't think there's ever going to be a time where there isn't like cozy games. I don't even think that's like a specific thing. But if we're talking like farming, like low, easy engagement, like some of those are like a bit more fad like. And then once we get too many of those things. Sadly, I don't think there's ever a time where cat games are going to take a fucking rain check, but Alright, buddy, later. I know there's at least one earlier, but it was the really first popular one in the West. Yeah. I can understand that MMOs are selling in advance, but I do not understand the best cozy game farmer for PC still started. Yeah. I don't know, man. Stardew's just good. That's the thing, is like it's just good enough for just get your copycats, right? It's like a Dark Souls thing. Stardew's the Dark Souls of farming games, bro. And then it makes bazillions of inferior copycats. Because everybody likes it. Yeah, I got no problem with like cozy stuff. I mean, I have no problem with any kind of game. I mean, I have a problem with games that maybe suck or that are like overly copying like other stuff, right? To the point where you're not inspired, but you're just fucking straight ripping shit. But I mean, even then, if you can iterate and execute better, you can justify it. But yeah, it's a saturated market these days, so I mean, a lot of people buy them though, but yeah, you probably gotta have to have a crazier spark and shit. This good shot for a couple years, but cozy for the company having a good job again. I hope it kind of worked out. Yeah, the ass and dick blow, man. Master doesn't give a fuck. Stardew Valley plus Pokemon predating that Metroidvania Pokemon indie game. Monster Sanctuary. At this point, there is probably monster collecting farming games. I think I've probably played some Slime Rancher Bros. It's not quite like Stardew. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that exists. I mean, it makes sense, right? Popular thing plus popular thing. I mean, of course, somebody's gonna make the idea. Yeah, that's. I mean, yeah, that's the thing. Is sometimes the ideas in some of those are just a novelty. Shadow Clone Jutsu. I really like the comics in this game. They look good and they're funny. They have a lot of personality.
敢会甲一颗臭小囝的劫数有关系呢？
Oh, man, I feel like I can't even fully catch my breath today. It's just my nose. And like I said, I was up for an insanely long time yesterday working, so foggy-headed, tired. Apologies if the rants get more unhinged and make less sense. I'm really thirsty. Need to not be sipping an energy drink and just guzzle water.
This
I don't know. I've played a fair few farming-ass games last year, and I can barely remember the name of most of them. Stardew just had like the aesthetics, the sound, but then more importantly, a very large variety of tasks, but not... It wasn't so overbearing about being like super hard up on like fucking like checklisty like chores that a lot of farming games do. Like you can do your farming stuff and it's not like too crazy to keep up with, but then you could go fight all day or you could go do something else. Or... And like I said, the atmosphere is really good. I play a lot of these farming games and I'm like, it just turns into like a chore simulator, not like a, you know, I exist in this town and I get to do a few things in my free time and fuck around and like some of those just kind of miss that. I'm not saying there aren't other farming games with it, but it's just kind of like, you'll still see farming games fall into that problem. I mean, I guess we're talking about cozy games, which could be fucking anything, right? Oh.
9件9件。え？得下。
88 yen. I guess I do need some money. Yo, son. Thank you. Thank you very much. How you doing? We're talking about cozy games and MMOs. Flavor of the month. I've barely played this today. We're just talking. It looks like a straight drawn out of a how to draw anime book from your local library. 2000s chibi style farming game. Was it a farming game or? Hey, nice. I should make some tea. I could really go for something refreshing. I might go to the kitchen and down some water, man. Sunhaven. Don't know it. These days, straight up farming sims exist, don't get me wrong, but they're usually like super hybrids of something. Even that one I played, the alchemy one or whatever, had you running around collecting stuff on the map and like fighting dudes. It wasn't even like pure ass kicking or pure one or the other. There's just so many. I guess you say there's probably a little bit of everything. There's the farming card game that was getting advertised. I mean, there's farming like roguelikes and farming tower defense games. Kind of everything. So. Soul and Clunky can go hand in hand pretty often. Sounds neat. Oh yeah.
Hehe, tiểu An này, cậu An này. Đưa xe.
Jesus, imagine how jacked you'd have to be a rickshaw driver, dude. Like, I get it's more supposed to be so that somebody else doesn't have to, like, walk, but good god, dude. Just be fucking running, like, all day. I mean, I don't think it's probably ever like you see in, like, a movie or a game, but, like, goddamn, I'm tired just thinking about it. Yeah, see, that feels more likely. You'd have like a machine that pulls the rickshaw. Like the peasants walk free. Yeah. I barely know how to play this already. I'll have fun with the Katamari. Nah, that's a cozy, comfy game. But not in like the sickly sweet. I only love cats and fucking how do you explain like a post 2020 comfy game? Katamari is just cozy. I guess because of difficulty and the colors and all that kind of shit. Where am I going? Dog. Witches. Yeah, maybe that's part of it. Like really similar, kind of like, you know, cats and witches and stuff. Which there's nothing wrong with cats and witches. It's just, yeah, like overexposure to some of those things in some games. Overused. Yeah, that sounds fun. A goth witch. Really dreary farming thing where you're like farming up like witches' brews and shit like that. And tricking murdering innocent people. That's pretty great. It's you going off exploring caves and stuff to get more magical alchemical formulas and rare ingredients and shit. Just Stardew with, yeah, goth witches and way more dreary. Maybe you can have like skeleton villagers and shit. A clone, but a different aesthetic.
報告します。
Love the art in this, man. His reflection just looking hardcore in the mirror or the glass.
Huh?
Must be an inside man. It's in Taiwan. Yeah, like early 1900s. Japan is like kind of occupying the area a bit, and you're like kind of a Taiwanese Robin Hood, essentially. Maybe a real person. I probably. It's got a lot of history and like collectibles and stuff, but also I'm not overly familiar with the location and the history here. So it's kind of like a exaggerated, kind of fun, goofy telling of this Robin Hood-esque guy and a kind of who fucks up evil people and corrupt Japanese officials and all that.
Hi.
Kung Fu. Yeah, it's cool. Feels unique and pretty well realized. And the art's really nice. I really like the comics. They're fun. Very kind of like overly dramatized, kind of like old school manga kind of feel. Like it's kind of taking the piss out of itself, but it's like a lot of fun. Can you distract the dogs? It's got a hub world where you fuck around and do story and like buy shit, but it's mostly a 2D action side scroller. There's just a lot of stuff in between each like actual mission.
等下。嗯。
Go to the sewer and find his dictionary. What if I don't want to, bro? The sewer is the level I've already done. The dictionary. Is that like a special side quest? Or is it literally the one collectible I didn't get when I was in that fucking location? Don't really plan on doing every collectible. I mean, I'll try to find them when I can. But... Oh, I have the meat now. Okay. Well, they tell you where you're missing something. So I'm missing some shit in 1-3. Okay, so it's just the exact same area. I need to remember how to play. Yeah, I can't say it's terribly interesting to want to like redo these levels. They're pretty long. At least you don't have to redo the whole thing, but thing is, it's like mostly a lot of like big setup fights. But I do want to see what you get from these side quests. I've done a side quest before though, and it just asked you for a collectible, and I already had it, so maybe it is like the only one I don't have. I suppose it's possible then. Need to keep an eye out. So if you do a last second dodge, your attacks after that do a little more damage. Let's see. Alright, since I've already gotten the treasure in there. I mean, they do make it a little easier to like go back and grab everything. They show you which doors you've gotten stuff from. And you can go part way through levels, but still like, eh. Up there. There's a location. Unless there's a triple jump though, I don't know how I'm getting up there. I don't know. I don't know if you have to come back with like better tech or what. Maybe you can get up there from here somehow. I feel like that's where it is, man. Like that's probably the missing area. I don't see how I get up here. I'm actually curious if you even can it. Let me see if somebody knows. Do 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 do. I'm actually curious if this is something you have to come back to later. It's like more stats. I'll probably waste my time running through this place more. I don't see anyone going for it. That might just be later in. What is that area then? Maybe it's like a hidden thing later. Maybe I actually came from there at some point. That's kind of what I was wondering. Like, do I come from this place at some point? For all I know, I just dropped down there. I did see this. Sadly in the video. I didn't want to, but I just wanted to see that one area if there's a way to get up there, if it's like some kind of Easter egg thing. Because everything else has been like doable. Because I didn't really plan on redoing these levels anyway, so I didn't want to go too hard. So we got the context now. It doesn't seem like they make you come back with like more tech later. Hell, I don't even know if you do get more stuff in this. They keep giving me more shit, so I assume so. I know. That guy wanted me to grab his dictionary? Is it not one of the collectibles? I just got a stamp. You just have to like redo a bunch of each of these levels just to... And then just like hope you find it. They're not one of the collectibles. It was weird because I did get one before though. Where is it supposed to be? In the sewer? That doesn't sound very fun to do. Just run through the entire level again. God, what would the rewards be? If they're good, that sucks. Oh, I have the dictionary. Maybe I always had it and I had to just walk in and out. Okay, so maybe you can get it the first time. Yeah, I don't really plan on redoing the levels. Okay, well, we got the precedent now. Find the new level. Who's that in the back?
よろしくお願いします。
Fuck, what is he, military? What is that supposed to be?
Yes! その手は一体。
And that guy was offering a better knife, but I guess you're not always using the knife, so. Not a huge deal. +1 stamina. Oh, nice. Or if the secrets in this are just gonna be shadowy walls again. 'Cause I found 16 out of 17 the first time. That was the only one I didn't find before. Some of them were kind of tricky though. they're changing the aesthetic too. I can break some of these. They changed how the instead of like wheels, you kind of grab onto hooks in this area. Now the question is, they change what marks a secret or not. No secrets yet, which is a little suspicious. Unless this is like just a zone that doesn't have any up. So that's where your perma upgrades come from. Not always huge deals, but like, you know, the ability to get like more hits per weapon or more damage or drops more money. You know, stuff that's nice for sure. What do I do with the shield? I think you can jump into that. Let's see if there's a secret within a secret. Ooh, sounds like a little jolt of, I don't know if I call it pain, but probably some kind of acid thing. Definitely a shock. Whoa! Luckily we still won the fight. Percent flowing shadow fist technique. Oh, this guy just get himself killed in the electricity. Yes. enough money for that dagger now. Weapon durability increased by 50%. Oh, we have all sorts of shit now. Stamina regeneration speed. I've only got 3 slots though. Allows you to stop the enemy's attack. That sounds good. Rather have that than trap and obstacles. I could just dodge those. Strong will would probably be good too. I don't know how hard the game will get. Bonds restoring more health would be nice, but probably fine. Regen would be okay. There's enough weapons where I don't need more durability per weapon. Not too worried about that. What was up here? Can we not get back up? Like I jumped into a secret area, but there's like a breakable wall there. I'm a big fan of like one-way areas. Maybe we'll be going back. Maybe not. Time that pretty early, man. No, I didn't even hurt it. What the fuck? Sometimes I'll press up to do an up kick, but it'll, like, you can kind of pick the direction. Since I'm not using D-pad, unless the game just uses stick only. Sometimes it comes out in the wrong direction, like right there, it's like left. Yeah, plus max health. That's nice. Oh, I missed some shit. Area feels more tricky in general. Chest up there. I forget this game, you have a whole jump. The jumps are so quick, you think it's just like one speed to jump, or one height to jump, but it's not. I do not know if this is right. Did I just break this or what, man? I guess that works. Works for me anyways. There's probably a better way of doing it. How does that this way? Oh, that's how you're supposed to do it. There's nothing else up there. I was like, man, that's a pretty tricky jump. Well, no wonder, man. You must come down from there, man. Maybe. Have they? Aren't they always, though? Yeah, mine's been having maintenance lately myself. But it's not Comcast. Jesus, why can't I get up to any of these? Do I have to come back with some moves back? Ah. Wall jump, no wonder. Yeah. Is weird. I just keep going out. Jesus. Do they send out like emails or reports about problems like that to you? Yeah. They'll email me when there's planned outages or they're gonna refund me for lost time, but like I said, mine's ran by the municipal like electric company out here. They just like use their own lines to throw fiber in. To the dismay of every ISP out here, probably. What are you gonna do then? You're gonna have to complain or what? Complaining even do anything? Oh yeah. Well, it's their job to do shit, to fix it. God knows they don't do anything, probably anyways. Jesus, dude. They're just stealing cable? What do these like hubs like do with some of this shit? Is there even like really places to sell all this junk? Is it just like for fun? I guess it has some value. Yeah, it's just like fucking glass or whatever. Yeah. Like how much copper, yeah, do you think you're gonna get? Who knows, man? I don't know. It was garbage just last night. Was the night people got to recycling shit as usual. Yeah, it seems to be common where you are. The first time you've told me. Normally don't care as long as they don't break anything. Another encounter. What the fuck? You got like the window open or like a screen or something? How do these people even fucking talking to you? Overlooks the neighbor's recycling. Let's check circles. Yeah. Looks up and locks eyes. They're 4 to 5. Jesus. So you like pissing while you're staring at her, or is it just like? That'd be the fun. Just taking a piss, just staring down this fucking rummaging through fucking garbage. Yeah. I mean, at least you could make coherent sentences, I suppose. I'm gonna fucking jump you or something when you walk out. Yeah, I was gonna say I would never unlock anything with all that. But I guess if it's pretty hard to climb up, you're probably fine, right? Wait, I didn't... Dude, I keep going into areas that I think are side areas, but they're like main areas, dude. I fucking hate that. We're like, oh, it's a secret, and then it's like the main area, so you just miss the secret. Like the worst one. Not even just like a 50-50 path, right? It's like it looks like the secret. I'm just slam dunking dudes into the ground, did more damage. What happened with the reflector vest again? Just a guy wearing something that he's trying to make it look like it's official. Jesus, man, it just sounds stressful living out there, man. I'd hate to be afraid to just go outside because there's just a bunch of fucking crazies always out. Oh, that guy, yeah. I thought you were saying somebody walked up to your front door and asked to like inspect your fridge or something because he was wearing just like a random vest. I was like, well, at least you declutter then, huh? I feel like that's too smart probably for your average drugged out fucking monstrosity out there. Get into her car. Imagine that. Imagine going to jail for being an accomplice to break into that Grand Theft Auto because of something like that. Yeah, worst case is to shank you. In best case, she was probably just fucking trying to break into somebody else's fucking car. You ever thought about getting out of there? Really, dude? Christ. You just duck these? Probably. The pattern there just kind of didn't really. Work out. Have to eventually, unless the prices go down. Like, keep going up in the neighborhood is so much worse. It's going up everywhere, man. Nothing's changed out here. There's more competition out here now because they just keep building new places to live, but the prices keep going up. It's not like the standard of living has changed at all. Comes the money moving in, tearing down the trees, building a fancy new house, and tearing down the old ones, and having to cover their houses and cameras and lights because it's not safe. Yeah, I don't know. I just honestly, I mean, you're just one man, so it's like I can't really. It's pretty anecdotal, but it's just like sounds like a fucking nightmare, man. But I mean, I hear about that when we're talking about it on Discord from other people too. I mean, I've had people, we have like plenty of like hobos and stuff out here, and people that rummage through trash and stuff, and rough neighborhoods, but I don't ever feel like I'm like, I mean, I wouldn't really want to go outside in the middle of the night or something kind of deal, but I wouldn't be risking it. But I'm not like in fear and crazy fear or something. I feel like if the shit you said was happening out here, man, I just would even want to be wary doing all sorts of shit. I mean, I work a job that requires me to go out and handle money and be in public and shit. It's at least indoors vending machines and stuff. It's like these. Couldn't do that. Urban exploring and all that. Yeah, that's the thing. Is like, it's wild. There's a little neighborhood, couple neighborhoods near here where you'll see people like kids just run around and bikes and people walking dogs and stuff. Just like nice little neighborhoods. And then like, yeah, you'll go to like a different part of town. It's like nobody's out. But for the most part, this is a nice city. There's not many problems. But I imagine, yeah, in a big city like that, you just don't see that. Shitting on the sidewalk, cracking, yeah. You just can't have your kids go out and do stuff, man. I don't know if it's just a cultural thing. It's changed a little bit. I mean, there is just more fear nowadays, I feel like, for just going out, right? Part of it's, I mean, news. Part of it is just crazy ass people and shooting up stuff. And part of it's, yeah, that probably like trying. Parents be more wary. Maybe too wary, who knows? But then also actual, yeah, like issues like up there. It's just like bazillions of hobos. You don't even want to walk outside as a grown-ass man in the middle of the night. Let alone, yeah, have like a kid running around. I don't know. I mean, I can't really speak from experience. Like I said, we got plenty of homeless out here, but not like that, man. Yeah, it's like out here, there's not really like a bad part. There's like a street next to me that was probably like one of the more questionable places in the entire city. But I mean, there was a place across from a church, ironically enough, that was like pretty damn sure it was just a crack house then. Because me and my brother would sit in the parking lot of the church and just like eat food and just watch like absolutely just crazy ass people just roll around and do fucking stupid shit. It's pretty far away. I wasn't like playing with the devil or anything, but because there's always police there. There's always some fucking like millions of people walking into this like one house and lots of special characters and stuff like that. But yeah, it was like across from a church. It's pretty, I mean, this is a mega church. Like this is like a chain, and it's like a fucking compound. There's even like a school for like church emissaries or something now next to it. They bought like the gym recently that was up there. This is not just a church. It is like it's something you would find in Arkansas. It's like this monolithic fucking thing, right? Anyway, so like yeah, a little ways from that. The area is not bad around there, but there just happens to be this one street where it's just like, you know, some weirdos are doing some shit. And it's just got bulldozed, man. I don't know if they sold. I don't know if maybe the church flexed their muscle, because they do out here. Like I said, they bought like really popular big gyms and lots of land and stuff. And I would not be surprised if that was an eyesore, or maybe the city just bulldozed it, but those are not even there anymore. That whole street's pretty much cleaned out. The thing is, I don't think you see that probably up in Washington. Like, but I mean, it's not that it's like amazing out here. There's plenty of homeless and stuff, and I wouldn't just like want to walk around at night. But I wouldn't want to walk around at night pretty much anywhere. I mean, I would like to, but I don't know if they're bulldozing questionable areas. And yeah, I would like to find out the story on that. I don't know if somebody just owned it, like rented it out to crazies, or like it was abandoned. Makes me wonder where those people all went, and where are they getting their drugs now, dude? Yeah. Yeah, it's called Cross Church out here. There's lots of them. I've gone down random streets in other towns and shit. There's just like a giant cross church. I'm just like, God damn it. How much church do you need to pray to God? Oh my God. Jesus. Oh man. That's funny. I don't think they're just doing it for the love of God, man. Probably a lot of money involved there. Yeah, I don't know the full story. I think it was like they have some benefactors or something that bought this super gym. I guess it was like a 2-3 story, the works, everything. Like this huge giant like glass building. It was like a gym. It was always busy and they just got bought at the church, man. Because they were next to him. Now it's a church thing. And I'm like, there's no way that across the street from this fucking like super church, this crack house, they had nothing to do with it, dude. You know, they were cleaning up. They weren't caring about probably cleaning up the city, man. They probably want to clean up that fucking their perimeter. Who knows though? That's just me guessing. It's a nice place to live in. I like it. It's cheap. I mean, it's not getting any cheaper, but what place is, right? Right. Out here it's mostly just Christian Baptist type of stuff, I think. It's Arkansas, right? I mean, you get other, of course, religions, but you're not gonna see like a mosque or anything out here. You might. I mean, it's not like we don't. It doesn't exist. It's just, yeah. If you're gonna see a giga church, it's gonna be something very. What do you expect of Arkansas? And this is a very like, not like deep south kind of part of Arkansas. This is very like everybody out here is like moved in from somewhere else because it's all big business headquarters and stuff. Which is why I say there are other, you know, there's all sorts of cultures out here. But because it is Arkansas still, yeah, you're gonna get the super churches for a bit of sway. I mean, there's still small churches everywhere. There just happens to also be giant, like, corporate, like, chain churches that exist too. I've always felt like that overly showy, like, corporate vibe to a church is kind of like, doesn't that run against probably what you're after? I guess maybe not. I mean, Vatican's pretty big, right? I mean, that's different stuff, but what's up, Goto? We're talking about hobos and living prices and church. Thoughts, prayers, maybe? Yeah, he's hot, man. I'd fuck him. Or whatever he wanted, man. You looking like that, dude. You can do whatever, man. You got the pass. Jesus. It's just like an old community center turned a gym, but it's also a church, dude. I love that, man. I'm gonna save that. I have all sorts of pictures of like ripped, like beefy Jesus that I like to use as like a joke. Or, well, cause there's plenty of joking about church out here. My friends and stuff, so. The Lord's gym. That's fast, dude. The Father, the Son, and the Holy Gains, man. I got that one picture of like ripped Jesus where he's got, instead of like wine or whatever, he's got like whey protein and shit. It's just like, oh, that shit's just funny, dude. Process of me getting something from Twitch chat to my phone by sending it through Discord to people. The sins of the world. Ripped Jesus. Oh, this is that web BP bullshit, dude. Can I just change the file type? Why has this file type been going around lately? I mean, it's probably like better or something, but like nothing worked with it on phones. I can try to send it through text and it just like does not compute. Send it to me on Discord if you got a chance. Save me a couple steps. I was gonna text this one. Oh no, wait, here it is. I got it, never mind. I got a PNG. Thank you. Oh, that'll do too. What is WebP? What is WebP? Is that that's a Google file type? I'm gonna download yours. For some reason mine's not popping up. Yeah, it's supposed to be great. I haven't played it yet. I plan on it though. I think my apps are thinking it's like a fucking even though it's a PNG, I've got it now, but like thinking it's like a fucking like not a picture or something. Yeah, it's supposed to be like a Bloodborne-esque Korean made, you know, game where you play. It's like a rendition of Pinocchio, I think, where he plays spicy piece of moosey. You're like the doll or whatever. Oh, go to like. It's on Game Pass too. That's how I'm gonna play it. If you really want, I could give you a Game Pass code. Get you 2 weeks if you want. If you're looking to just like bust through it or bust through something. If anybody wants Game Pass codes, Microsoft's always giving them to me because they want everyone to have Game Pass. Say the word. It's real well and wholly done if we love Katamari. Can never be done. It's too good. I think this game's fun. I enjoy running through the levels and stuff. I would say the levels are a little long. You spend a long time not in the levels and then a long time in the levels. I guess it's a good game to just be chit-chatting during, because you start to just kind of... Like, it's fun, like a little flow state game occasionally, but you don't have to pay that much attention. Yeah. I don't know how much you like Souls games, but... Curled up in bed and play it? Yeah, that's awesome. I curled up in my recliner activity because I'm always playing games, so... My chill activity has been watching people play Voices of the Void. It's been nice. Pretty cool game. It's like comfy horror. I want to play it myself, but I kind of want to wait till they're done, like, developing it. Let myself watch it now, and then I hope they've changed it quite a bit in the future. Yeah, you've been making me want to play the other Katamaris. From what I understand, most of them are kind of just like little anthology ones, but I'd still like to try them. I think the PSP one's a little different though. Let's go to whack your control scheme. It does have a Giga Wrecker vibe. I think it's just the way the some of the assets move. Yeah, the game's fun. I don't think it's like... It seems very similar in some ways to like a Guacamelee. It's not like Odin Sphere where you have like 10-hour long combos. It's like moving enemies and using platforming and kind of like throwing dudes around and grappling and stuff. But because only so many actions really cause collateral, it's still very kind of dodge heavy and stuff. It's hard not to compare it to something like a Guacamelee, which I'd say is more fun, but this is still cool. I do wonder if it's going to be a little samey by the end of it. I've enjoyed it though. I like the personality of the game. Just comboing people and having different weapons and stuff is a good time. It's solid. But I mean, yeah, the level design's Visually stays very samey. That cannot be denied. Which gives it a Giga Wrecker feel. Where it's kind of just like repeated assets. But Giga Wrecker has really garish, like nasty looking assets that are on repeat. This looks clean, it's just, you know, really long levels that kind of get repetitive visually. But it's not a big deal. I think we're about done with this level. When you use the red sash bind, you'll always steal a saber. Huh. 38 to 36. Getting a little chillier. Yeah, it's been getting a little chillier here, but we're still using the AC occasionally. You're not allowed to use gas heating. Why is that? Electric heater going. Ooh, nice. Yeah, I used to use an electric heater quite a bit. One of the last, I can't remember if it was the last third or fourth place I lived. Just have it just shooting right at me. I don't use it here. I think the insulation's just really good here. Too good. My room's too small, so it gets really hot. But I still can use blanket. I don't really need to use blanket. I wouldn't have the space anyways if I cause a fire. I just like bundling up in a big blanket. As long as I can do that, it's all good. There you go. Oh, FF14 on the laptop. Yeah, that sounds extra cozy. Yeah, I don't really play anything on my bed because I have the recliner. The footrest. If I could fall asleep in my recliner, it's just kind of same deal. Although lately, I have been leaving my, turn on the TV speakers and then leave a stream VOD going while I go to bed. Maybe I don't want to be trapped with my thoughts in silence, man. I didn't last night because I was so tired, but it's kind of nice having some sound. I found in the past, though, that I wake up too much and turn off the computer, wake up, and because I'm hearing it, so I've been trying to turn down the volume a lot, and it does heat up my room quite a bit, but not so bad out here. My problem is my backlight is like super fucking hot, and I have to have it going all the time, you know, to see properly. It's like, it smells like it's almost fucking burning if you're sitting above it. Problem is, if I turn down my backlight, it starts making a humming noise, even at 0. Leave it back now. Mask snoring. Yeah. Gotcha. Yeah. I usually sleep without any sound, but I prefer like the AC running or rain, or like I said, I'll put on something kind of chill VOD in the background lately. Kind of nice. I'm not too bothered by snoring unless it's like extreme. But I ain't sleeping next to many people, so what can I say? It's like in the past, being in the room, somebody snoring. Yeah, I'll fall asleep with these on in my chair. But I always worry I'm gonna break them, so I'll like sleep and then I'm kind of like pushing into the side on them. That's another reason I've started to kind of turn on the speakers more if I think I'm gonna fall asleep in my recliner, so I don't have to like break these. Yeah, that's the thing is I've got like a whole shelf here I'll put drinks on, so the comfy setups for sometimes I feel like the setup's comfy enough where it kind of makes me more lethargic when I talk, right? I'll just be like tired, talking on stream and then just starting to not speak clearly. Yeah, I have some Sennheiser earbuds I bought from like a Best Buy like 6, 7 years ago. One of them is broken now though, the left side. Thing is I only use one ear when I'm working anyways. It's not a big deal, but I'm thinking I can save up some money after all these car repairs. That I'll buy a new pair. Something a little bit sturdier and more kind of work use. Something also less annoying. Mine is like one long right ear and then like a short left one. So I guess it's supposed to come down one side of your body, but I'd almost rather just keep it underneath my shirt and have like an even split one. Yeah, good. Yeah, earbuds aren't too pricey. At least not when I bought them. Oh, good. Yeah. What more can you ask? Yeah. Like I said, the environment I use earbuds in is generally just like work and shit, so they don't need to be godly for me. When I'm sitting here in my thing, I always want a nice pair of headphones. I've had these for like over a decade. Love them. I'd get them again. Or something similar, really. This dude, man. What's dialogue? I think the localization's a little iffy sometimes. We got fortunate there, where he was like spinning, shooting all of his bullets like at once in like a circle. And I just happened to be like inside of his hitbox and reflected like all of them in a row. Yeah, awesome. Yeah, having an extra monitor screen's always great. Yeah, I imagine the size is probably a good thing, right? Can you like handle finer details then? I mean, I guess you could zoom in, huh? Either way, bigger screen, you could prop it up on a pillow or something and watch some shit. Sometimes I'll do that. I don't feel like using my second monitor, I'll get on my phone and browse shit while I'm watching shows. It's always useful.
Now, Tianding!
Killing aura.
何が在
The Shadow Clone Jutsu. Kick him in the face.
シャンコロには必要ない。分かったか。
Evil police versus good police officer. Don't lose your way, brother.
Dosia.
左邊呢？
来讲，新上任的警察署长倒电是日本国一粒一的高手，不过伊嘛抓袂到来无影去无踪的廖添丁。但这声面子写了了，倒电敢会像安尼放添丁线？啊，抗日组织28续会，后一步又搁有啥款行动？搁有就是古早令牌，这是关系到妖灵宝藏的秘密，和廖添丁的运命会搁有啥物款的牵连咧？听歌，咱继续甲看落去。 第3回飞天交叉。
Well, that's good. So your old drawing pad couldn't be used as like a monitor or something? Why is that? Do some of them only connect to like certain kinds of drawing programs or come preloaded with certain stuff? Or is it just too small to be useful? Ah, gotcha. Yeah, makes sense. Oh, sorry, Akira. I know I missed something you said. I don't know if you're still here. Better compression than JPEG. Universal image container. No support is officially added. Major security file need an immediate patch. Nice. Yeah. I mean, I get it. We gotta make new file types and move on, but it's just kind of a pain in the ass. Oh no, you're good. I just like totally forgot that we were talking about WebP and I just didn't respond. That was, I didn't even know you were gone. That was just me. I was like, When somebody's like comes out and like brings up a bunch of info I asked about, and then I just don't say anything. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's one of those things like I still use MP3, but I'd probably just rather use like lossless stuff or other things. Like sometimes it's just convenience and support matter more than like efficiency or quality, but that's kind of on them to like adopt it in some kind of larger. I mean, you think Google could just like, yeah, shit it out everywhere, right? Have good support for it if anybody could, but guess not. What kind of security flaw even was it? Are people like packing like viruses into the fucking code or something? Maybe Google a decade ago. I don't know these days. Take it in for repairs. I need to take my phone in for repairs. I can't use the mic on it. Only the speaker mic. Which is kind of a pain in the ass if I want to take a call. Luckily I don't have very personal calls. It's usually just work shit. But I'm sure I could. It's probably just like full of something. I did try to open it once and I broke some fucking lead off and it that didn't help. But that was after. It was already not working, so it's probably just made it worse. One of those, I think that the mic port is like the size of a fucking pin, so it probably just skin or a hair or something. It's just fucked.
老大，
I always hate that shit. Get it fixed.
哦，
Because people will like barely be able to hear me, so that's probably what it is. One is I've never taken a device to get in and get repaired. I should though. Take it. Does that Discord invites work? I think it does. More of a symptom than a problem. Zombie concept of the web browser as OS idea. Google's been in love with half its existence. No real applications where they can force it onto browsers anyways. Browser virus with a simple task of viewing images for things vehicles. Yeah, which I just hate. Yeah, it's like, what are they trying to do? Like, what's the end game? Like, they turn Chrome into, like, yeah, essentially just something you do everything through. Like, there's not even any, like, they've never even had any kind of, like, way for you to, like, you know, hardly, like, play or do stuff or use, like, programs through, like, Chrome. I mean, yeah, well, certain websites will do that, but that's not on them, right? Like, there's no way, yeah, you'd, like, it's even, like, in the realm of being, like, an OS. I'm just trying to see what the benefit of WebP is. Is it just the compression techniques is the idea? Did they have some kind of, like, better control over it? Does it make, like, their, like, Google Images work easier? Because it's, like, converts everything into WebP or something? I mean, it's not for the good of the internet, whatever it is. Yeah. I mean, if it was like supported everywhere, it'd be fine, but on the user end, it's like no different. It's just more of a pain in the ass. I think it was one of those things if it was like really obviously better. But that's the thing is like, not everything is made off of the back of really obvious improvements, right? Sometimes you need smaller improvements, but I don't know. I'm also really cynical about these giga companies. So. Reasonable amount of space with better detailed WebP. Like WebM and shit too, right? Instead of like GIFs. At least Discord supports all that. Yeah, I mean, it's fine having it in images too, but... And I'm sure when you're Google and you need to load millions of images across all these websites, it's that kind of... The speed that your website loads is going to be a little bit better, which might improve usability and maybe drive up sales just slightly, right? Some dog shit internet or something, I don't know. Maybe you can fit more shitty ads on a fucking website then. Speaking of size, I need to buy a fucking SD drive. How many games are starting to require it? A lot of stuff on Game Pass, right? Like, I have one for my OS, but I feel kind of weird about using the one on my OS for games constantly. I don't know the rate at which SD, or SSD, excuse me, drives like run out these days, but it's like, it's cheap enough, I thought, to buy like a separate one. That I should just do that. I still use my hard disk, but it's something I only boot up occasionally, or I put games like this on it. Oh, you're just talking about physical media? In general? Yeah, I was just talking about SSDs and hard drives and stuff. Like, games are starting to require SSDs. Like, you can't just use a hard drive. Or HDD, whatever they're called. But, I mean, the physical media talk, I mean, it's always moving more and more towards only digital. I mean, PC's been only digital forever. Consoles, next gen is already solid state SSD. They've all been SSD. It's more just on PC, right? You're still getting people who have hard drives and not just SSDs, but SSDs are cheap now, so it's like you just kind of need to buy one and install it. I haven't opened up my computer in forever. I don't even know if half of those PCI slots work. I'll have to plug it in and see. But yeah. But no, I mean, they still have disk drives. My PS5 has a disk drive. That's how I play half my games. I rent them physically, but I mean, more and more, you know, there is diskless versions of PS5s, diskless versions of Xbox, disk attachments for some of these. The new Xbox leak, where they leaked their plans for the next 5 years on accident, when they were doing the FTC wrap up. They've got a refresher, like, you know, how there's a PS4 Pro, they've got like a new Xbox and it doesn't even have a disk drive at all. But Xbox Series S doesn't have one either, so. And I don't care about the half upgrades. More power for games that aren't using it. Although I've heard that Alan Wake 2 looked really good. And then Cyberpunk was look good though. Cyberpunk looked good though on my rig, so. Not much that really makes use of a lot of it right now. feel like the leap into this next gen's been kind of just like, eh. like people like improve their like games and visuals to a certain extent, but it's just like not like it was ever even fully optimized on PS4 even. People aren't really pushing things to the max, needing like new hardware. I mean, people need new hardware probably because there's like less optimization these days than it is really like stronger like visuals. Yeah, I don't buy mid-gen upgrades. I don't have the fucking money for it. As long as I can play every game on the other thing, unless it's completely broken like a Cyberpunk on PS4, then I would not even care.
Oh? 冇問題。哎呦！呵呵。
Yeah, I mean, it's been a thing forever. Or not forever, but yeah. 360, PS3. I mean, there's always been like slimmed versions or new versions of like consoles. Like PS2 had like multiple versions, right? Sure, you get stuff that's just like new colors, but I'm not sure. I never had one. That was before I probably would have known about the whole scene. I mean, in the past it was attachments, right? Like they were gonna do an N64 dual drive or Super Game Boy, Super Game Boy Advance. I mean, the world of handhelds was always where you saw most of that. Like Game Boy SPs and colors and stuff, like incremental upgrades and shit. Like I said, even on SNES, you can get Super Game Boy and all that shit. So. Way back in the day, you're getting like what CD drives attached onto your Genesis or whatever the fuck. Back in the dark days where every console had like 50 attachments and new gimmicks. I think instead of that, it's just to kind of move towards being console refreshes. Just to make these guys a bit more hardware bucks and rile up some excitement. I need a couple more bucks for this, man. Oh, we got 18 out of 18. I don't know what these 0 out of 1s are. Maybe you need to redo these missions, you get like more bonus. So yeah, I feel like it's kind of just that. Also, console gens aren't like these massive, crazy, like super different like ways of like playing a game. They really tend to be just kind of like upgrading your GPU a little bit or something. So like having a half upgrade to to get a little bit more performance out of a game. You know, it makes sense from business perspective. Then having like the hype, like, okay, you know, we gotta cut. The games are getting too crazy, or, you know, our optimization, we're too lazy, so we gotta cut old gens out and then they make a new one, right? TBC had a smaller model that would significantly, especially smaller and a better battery life. I don't remember. I just had a Game Boy Color. I didn't have a Game Boy. I just had a Game Boy Color. Which the Color was like an actual, like, next one pretty much, right? Like it was not just an improvement on the Game Boy, wasn't it? Wasn't it like the next console or next handheld, essentially? Nowadays, I would make it just sound like it's a fucking, like, you know, like an upgrade, but I think it was like a new thing. But I don't know, I had the see-through purple one. I did have a few Game Boy Advance, or at least a couple. And the SB was quite a bit better than the original. Oh, the backwards compatibility for sure. I mean, you could play your Game Boy games on your SP. Oh, you're saying from forward to back, I gotcha. Yeah, it was a huge thing. It's like even nowadays, it's like, I don't know, consoles tend to just be just like, everything's so universal, right? Like everything runs on like the same. I mean, I shouldn't say that. I mean, it does take effort to port to another platform and all that, don't get me wrong, but it's not like as monumental, I'm sure, as back then, right? Like things are more complicated now, but it's like, I'm sure making a port from like PS1 to like N64 was fucking wildly different. Yeah. For sure. Did that actually cost me anything? Go to the sewer and find his wine. The money I needed. Well, that was the thing, is the PS3 was like notoriously much more annoying to dev for, which is why there's like, you know, you'd get your stuff like your Metal Gear Solid 4s that would like go for it and like benefit, but you had to be kind of like a bit more specialized. And most people would just rather fucking be multi-plat, right? Than like make some kind of like PS3 specific, you know, upgraded game from scratch. Yeah, I don't even know how much. You would see some people sing its praises like Kojima, but I don't, for the most part, I don't know. I mean, PS3 wasn't exactly the biggest success story. And even back then, I mean, I was mostly on 360. Since then, I've played on PS3 quite a bit. I've got one sitting here, so it's been lending me for like half a decade. But I couldn't even tell you how the PS3's never felt like it's had anything more than I don't even know, marginal level of quality difference. Even those games that really like used it and pushed it, it's like it was probably something for the fanboys to just be at war about, right? I don't want to play cards, bro. What the fuck? Random. What is melding? What is this, Uno, dude? Yeah. Card game using like fucking Chinese characters, dude. I'm like, I can barely fucking tell the difference, man. Just like with a quick glance, man. Pure hell, man. For someone who's not familiar with the characters. If sake of us still around, come back up trying to produce a VR console. Like 50 gimmick consoles. What ended up really killing the Dreamcast? I mean, it was the first, like, what, I always say second, like, 3D gen. But, like, what generation is that? Like, 7th gen or something? The original generations, like, your NES, SNES, like, those things make sense, but there's just such a slew, and I really need to up my history of fucking just random ass fucking consoles left and right, you know. I mean, you get all your video game crashes and all that. I mean, of course, probably has something to do with the history there being kind of okay. 6th gen. Yeah, I was like, Dreamcast would be like your first 6th gen console, so you think it'd be kind of like exciting. I mean, I guess it wasn't as beefy compared to the later stuff. What killed the fucking thing, man? Just not enough games? With the price? I have one in the other room. I mean, I played it back then, not as much as my GameCube and shit. Yeah. Maybe they just like, they made the upgrade, but it was too soon. And so while it was cool for like a little bit, they just didn't pan out. I mean, not to mention, I mean, where was Sega during, like, you know, 5th gen? This is them just coming in, like, swinging after, like, a while, right? Did they have any kind of showing for 5th gen? Yeah, that's my thing, is, like, they come in within, I was gonna look up the dates, but when did Dreamcast come out compared to PS2? $1998 was... Let me see here. GameCube. Yeah, Dreamcast came out in 1998, and then the PS2 came out in 2000. GameCube came out in 2001. Really? I didn't realize these were all a year apart almost. Not quite a year, but like... Yeah, I just think it's interesting. They had like a 2-year head start almost. Or a year and a half or something. And it's like, I guess there just wasn't enough hype. Or maybe it wasn't a big enough leap for people, or the games, there wasn't enough because you're exclusively making for Dreamcast. Like Nintendo and Sony are already like market dominant, right? Maybe people were just like, well, let's wait and see what they got. Oh, the Saturn, that's right. Yeah, see, that's my thing, is like the Saturn's like, it is like, I guess, yeah, like 5th gen, but it kind of feels like it's not also. So I always forget. I need to deep dive my history, man. You can fucking talk about more there. I mean, I've played games on most of these things, but there's a lot of those, like your turbo graphics, all that. It's just like, oh, I haven't played much of anything on it. They're hardly relevant in like common conversation, and not a lot of like godly stuff's coming out in a lot of them. I mean, there's been good stuff that's come out of them, and I've probably played shit, hoarded from them, but... Yeah, that's my thing, is like a lot of them just feel like fucking paperwork. I mean, the only games I've been playing on Saturn or any time recently was just like shovelware, like funny, so bad it's good shit. Like we played Deep Fear on the Saturn not that long ago. Yeah, that's my thing, is like you could probably hit all the high points pretty fucking quick, man. I don't know. Yeah, it's interesting. Was Panzer Dragoon on the Saturn? Was that one of the flagship ones? Or was that PlayStation? Man, I don't care about this card game at all, dude. Subong. Subong these nuts, mate. Holy Jesus. Yeah, I've always wanted to do some like ancient stuff there. We could play E.T. The game that ended it all, bro. I would need to do a deeper dive on the history. I could do what else? I think there's like an Indiana Jones game. Was Pitfall was beyond that, right? Or was there an Atari Pitfall game? What are your big Atari ones? Those are so rudimentary, so crude that you could make an argument for like, yeah, there's them being like too dated. Like some of your like really like your Pong-esque shit, right? You know, that stuff's pretty timeless, but anything that I feel like tries to be a bit more evolved than that, I don't know how well they actually hold up. It's like one of those, like it is so old, it's like, it has to be a very particular thing to be timeless at this point. I mean, I would play them for the history, it'd be interesting, but I wonder how well some of that would actually like play. Wasn't there some like Prince of Persia-esque games that were kind of popular on Atari? Cinematic platformer type of thing, where they had like the full animations and they're slow to like climb up stuff and all that shit. Or maybe that was an Atari I'm thinking of. That might be something later. Yeah, I'll play Custer's Revenge, man. Was that Atari? The most, probably one of the more well-known ones at this point, which tells you how many fucking must-plays there are there. How is Atari emulation and shit? No, there's something else. I mean, Prince of Persia, the original, is definitely like, as far as the cinematic platformer, one of your more landmark ones, but then your Aladdins and all that do the same thing, but I thought there was something on the Atari. Maybe I'm thinking of some random offshoot. Yeah, okay, I figure. Yeah, I feel like your best experiences are probably going to be your arcadey type of games. Those will still hold up well. But I'm curious to test out your pitfalls and all that kind of stuff that are like kind of like trying to do the, you know, try to reach beyond like what the tech can really even pull off, and like they're extremely rudimentary game design. It'd be neat to fuck around with. Probably wouldn't take all that long. Whew. I just want to do research, because really, I mean, despite all the stuff I've played and old stuff I play all the time, that's an element that that second gen and all that is just kind of, and the Mahjong someday, dude. I've learned some stuff. You've taught me. Yeah, that's the thing, is I've played a lot of arcade stuff that was probably coming out then, but like, yeah, the whole home versions, right? And that's a different story. Good old Pong, man. Everybody's played Pong. I mean, I've not played Pong on an actual, like, Atari fucking Pong, but, like, the fuck has, but... The Odyssey, man. What's even on the Odyssey, dude? I'm looking at first gen right now. Table tennis, man, like... I wish we would make consoles with, like, wood. Like back then, dude. Oh, here's the whole list. But let's get the wiki out. The wood paneling on your oh yeah, the faux wood paneling. It's so good, man. Wait, this is the Magnavox Odyssey, dude. And that faux wood's fucking sick, dude. It's funny, man. This is the, what is this, this is the Magnavox Odyssey. What's the difference between, okay. Yeah, it's like, I don't know if I'd be playing anything on this, right? Yeah, it's just literally baseball, golf. I mean, the NES had that going on too. Math game. Cat and mouse, like, you know, these are probably, yeah, like your most basic things ever. Wipe out, dude. Is this actually like the same Wipeout, or is it just a coincidence, man? Prehistoric Safari, man. Let's go. I need to play that one, dude. Yeah, because it's all just like dot, like messing around with dots, right? No, dude. I'm fucking bush, man. Let's go. Coleco Telstar. I know the Coleco Vision. I guess that was the next one. What's on this shit? Do we even know? This is my thing. Look how many fucking systems there are. It's because they each come with like a certain amount of games and guns and shit. Light guns and paddles. Alright, man. Second gen, dude. Fairchild. Anybody been playing anything on the Fairchild? Dude, look at that. The wood paint. Like, come on, baby. Look at that. Let's bring that shit back, man. I want that shitty wood paneling, dude. Such a 70s fucking thing, dude. I just want to see the games on them. Yeah, big ass buttons, wood panels, dude. 170 bucks. Games, here we go, dude. Hockey, tennis. Desert Fox, Tic-Tac-Toe, dude. Video Whiz Ball. Baseball, Robot War, Torpedo Alley. Math Quiz, Slot Machine, Pro Football. Yeah, Pac-Man. Wait, release date? These are like fucking like, are these like joke new ones? Yeah, homebrew ones. Yeah, let's not put those in there. Yeah, Pro Football, Slot Machine. Like, this is the kind of shit's like, it'd be cute to fuck around with this for like a day or two. Like, just try these out, but it's like, you're not really gonna like play through them, right? You know, that's why it's like, you're probably not getting much conversation. You'll get conversation about the hardware, but nobody's like talking about these games, right? Like tic-tac-toe, right? Yeah. Math quiz. Something like baseball. Like, baseball is a concept in games where you can improve it and do it better. So it actually has been like, this is dated in a way that like, you know, like maybe, you know, the Sims are like too much, right? You want something more arcadey, but it's like, this particular baseball might be worth playing. But like some of these types of games are just like, you actually just can one up them, right? Yeah, the DMCA, dude. And obviously not being able to use the fucking sticks and all that. Atari's that's the big boy, right? What is it? Bally Astrocade, Magnavox, Odyssey 2, Intellivision. I know Intellivision, ColecoVision. I know Vectrex. Bally Technology. And yeah, like some of these have like, you know, 10 games. It'd be cool to just fuck around with them, just learn. But that's the thing, is like there's no conversation, there's no like anybody's talking about any of these games hardly, right? Like you'll get people talking about like some Atari stuff, but I think that's where it kind of like actually starts. Like there's games that you could have a conversation about, yeah, like Pitfall. It's like, I knew Pitfall, right? Like nobody's talking about like golf on the fucking like, like fucking, there's just nothing to talk about, right? Other than the raw history of it, which is cool, but I mean, that doesn't pop up except in the crowds who's like going to speak about that, right? Like there's lessons learned about the crash and all that for sure and stuff. But yeah, I mean, I'd like to just talk about it for the history's sake. It just doesn't pop up often enough that like it's at the forefront of my mind. I need to like, we need to spend some time and go into these. Yeah, it's specialized knowledge, which is cool, which is great. And it still is invaluable, and it helps you appreciate stuff. I mean, I'm all about it. I'm always going back playing old stuff through new stuff. And it just doesn't pop up often, right? Like, even if someone like me who's playing shit all the time and is very interested in always going back playing shit, having that kind of rounded knowledge, I don't talk and learn about a lot of, you know, some of these consoles, because there's just nothing other than the raw gimmick and the hardware. There's just nothing to talk about. There's nothing there. Jetpack. Is an Atari thing? I mean, I've played Atari games before. Yeah, it's not like I'm just completely untouched on it, but it's just not like I've not just sat down and been like, these are, you know, I'm going to play some Atari games, right? It just happens. But here's your Atari 2600 games. The realm of documentaries, yeah. Yeah, the stories are interesting, the manufacture. That's the thing, is like when you watch like a stream or see somebody talk about these, like nobody's really. Oh, Jetpack. I was like, Jetpack fucking, there's the one by Rare. But maybe. I don't know. That's the thing is like if I'm playing any of these, they're inside of another game and I might not even be thinking about it. Or I've watched them before. Because I'll watch stuff and learn about some of this shit, and then I'll like probably internalize it and think I've fucking played it or something 7 years later. Let me see. No, Asteroids. See, the thing is, I played Asteroids on an actual fucking like machine, dude. Like I played this game all the time. It's literally at my parents' house, but like I didn't play the Atari version. I played like a fucking arcade version. Yeah, there's a lot more DOS shit I'd like to do too. I haven't played Commander Keen or anything. Casino, Centipede. See, I mean, everybody's played Centipede, right? Breakout, right? Classic. Like, there's a bunch of... See, that's what I mean. Like, I think... I shouldn't say that Atari doesn't have... Like first and second gen don't have games that aren't timeless, but it's like I said, they're the more, like, arcadey games that have, like, stood the test of time. I think the stuff that's, like, reached a little harder, they couldn't actually, like, fully realize where that kind of stuff can be now, right? But stuff like this, just really simple, like, no fat concepts still work out. But the thing is, these have been that's another thing about a lot of these consoles and stuff. It's like the Wii U. It's like everything worth playing on the Wii U has been ported to something else almost at this point. It's like you don't even need to have a Wii U to play these. It's the same thing with, like, in some ways, some of these old consoles, right? It's like all of the good stuff has been like readapted or like ported or something at this point. I'm not saying that's 100% true, but there's so few games in some of these where it's like you're not going to have as many hidden gems. Like a lot of the good stuff is just going to be like still around. I'm sure there is some hidden shit on here. I'd love to find them and try them, but I mean, even the 2600, it's not that fucking big of a list. Okay, what else we got? Joust. I never played the original Joust. That'd be cool. Yeah, I need to do more 2600 shit. Yeah, that poster for Joust, dude. Tucked in, man. The tan pants. I mean, I got tan pants. Kari Warriors. That sounds familiar. Is this like the Proto Contra? SNK. I'm starting way too early. Anybody who's actually wanting to watch The Legend of Tianding getting destroyed, dude, sorry. I'm interested. Crystal Castle. Some of these are probably really interesting. I underestimate Atari 2600, I think, a little bit. Like it's definitely like, you know, pretty crude, but like there's more color and stuff going on and assets than you would think. Defender, see, I played Defender, but like in arcades, right? Like I played like my parents have a Stargate machine, right? It's like I didn't play it on the Atari. It's kind of like what you're talking about, where yeah, Stargate is Defender 2, I guess. I need to play E.T. E.T. needs to happen, dude. Can you beat E.T.? Like, this is what I think of when I think of Atari. Like dated Atari, right? But it's like, the thing is, like, this looks really bad, right? But like, but there's like actually like halfway decent looking Atari stuff. I think the thing is I just don't have a deep enough knowledge of a lot of these when I should. Where it's like you think about like your crude shit like E.T. and stuff like that, and you're like, oh, that's how they all look. But like I think that maybe was even especially bad for, oh, it's like this, like Galaxian. I've played Galaxian. Is it always been called Galaxian? Or did they change the name in like more recent times? Galaga. Yeah. I played Galaga. Yeah, it's like, that's my thing, is like these are big deal games. Like there's like really awesome shit that came from this, but they've been like ported and remade and put on like everything at this point. Oh, I'm sure Galaga is. The Gremlins game? I just watched those movies for the first time recently. Damn, this looks fucking horrible. I can barely even tell what the hell I'm looking at now. Gremlins movies are awesome. I really liked those. Human Cannonball, dude. Yeah, like this is the kind of shit that like nobody's thinking of. Jesus, dude. What is this fucking, what's his name? What was that motherfucker's name? The stunt guy back then? God, he had the motorcycle. Evil Knievel, yeah, that's what it was. Jesus. Did he have some controversies? It feels like one of those guys that 30 years down the line has been in prison 1,000 times or something, or had some wild controversies. Maybe not, maybe he's clean. I don't know much about the Evil Knievel lore. Jungle Hunt, Clax. It'd be cool to go through all these and look around. Mario Bros, dude. Played Mario. The things you need some technical knowledge for why games look like shit because there are major hardware limitations to work around. Yeah, but like some of them look decent too, right? I think it depends on what they're trying to do, right? When you're like a ET and you're trying to show off all these complicated locations, you know, the more abstract shit like a Galaga, it's just dudes in space shooting down at another dude, right? Like that leap of trying to be like realistic or like recognizable, like you don't need it. That's what I mean, is like arcade stuff really shines on this console where anything else is like fucked. So that stuff's been like probably forgotten, probably for a reason, but I'm sure there's like, maybe there's something good that does kind of have that like the non-arcadey kind of thing going on that still is solid. I don't know. I don't think ET is the one. It's like a campaign you like run through it. Yeah, probably not a whole lot. Obelisk, dude. What is this? Pac-Man. Pac-Man's awesome. Outlaw. Pepsi Invaders, dude. I wanted to do an event where we just played like commercial tie-in games, like sneaking and shit. Maybe I need to do Neptune video. Oh yeah, the reason a lot of those would flash is, yeah, when too many things were on screen, they had to make it so that there was like, yeah, somehow like less on the screen at once by doing that. I don't remember. That was a thing well past the Atari, wasn't it? Yeah, Raiders of the Lost Ark is one I've heard about. I don't know if this is supposed to be good or like fucking horrible or super hard or what. I'm just like heard of it. Real sports. Yeah, all sorts of stuff, man. Sword Quest. It's like there's still not like that many. Oh, I've heard of Yar's Revenge, I think. Jesus. Yeah, right. $521 game. I'm sure there's a bunch you could play for literally 2 seconds and get the whole game. Yeah, it'd be cool to like fuck around. I don't know, the broad things I'm saying about the console are probably unfair. It's probably not exactly true. I do think the arcade titles shine more and live longer, but that's because they're kind of like timeless in the simplicity and what they need to pull them off, right? You don't need a 4080 to perfectly play fucking Galaga, right? Like, it's a timeless thing. I'm gonna try harder just to get it to work at all, right? Well, nowadays you just make the consumer buy the better hardware to handle it, man. What is the Fairchild F? That sounds good. Oh wait, that's the one we just looked at, yeah. The Bally Astrocade. Look at that, man. Look at that. Damn, even got a little... whatever that little twisty is, but hell yeah, dude. Oh, that's a fucking console right there, right? Not this like fucking 100-pound shitty like it's wearing a jacket PS5 bullshit, dude. Give me some gold, give me some wood, man. Nutting. Get my fucking company nutting, dude. Dave Nutting Associates, dude. What games we got on this bad boy, dude? 28 games, dude. Blackjack, of course. You know, it'd be kind of interesting to do a stream where we just fucking played every blackjack game. Like every standalone blackjack game. just compared all of the blackjack game. These days though, you could have it a fucking super robust, really fun, like little, you know, visually, because I mean, it's not like you can do blackjack that many different ways. Like blackjack games as a mini game and like some other game, right? Yeah, like 5 minutes on every blackjack game. Be funny, dude. Galaxy. There's a lot of multi-platform shit in some of these. Yeah, like there's almost nothing in here, dude. Thing is, there could be something cool in here. I don't know. Thing is, I have so much to play in the grand scheme of things that if I'm going back to any of these, it would be for the history, not to find hidden gems. Unless I just know about them. I'm not gonna like try every game out. Unless they are arcade games, then I could try them. You're not really gonna beat them. The Magnavox Odyssey 2. I heard of that. Damn, where's the wood, bro? Damn, this shit's even got the QWERTY. Yeah, they didn't even have any. They weren't even raised at all, right? They're just flat. you can just tell the kind of keys those are. You have to like try to push them really hard and like nothing happens. Jesus, look at this fucking. This looks like some shit out of Alien, man. What games were on the Odyssey too, dude? Yeah, it's like, that's funny, man. You can go through an entire catalog for one of these. Probably in like a day. Maybe we should, man. Just occasionally be like, hey, I'm gonna play through the whole catalog of the Magnavox Odyssey real quick. You know, like I don't need a like high score. Like you just play them, get a score, and just like, oh, there it was, right there. I'm sure. I doubt there's many of these that are like a full like campaign or anything. You just probably get good and fuck around. And PT Barnum's, man. Barnum's and Bailey Circus. You think anybody know who Barnum and Bailey is these days? Do kids even know what circuses are anymore? Yeah, it wouldn't be like a huge thing. It'd be kind of fun to like, because I mean, I always try to beat every game I play. But like when it comes to arcade games, you don't really beat them. So it's just kind of, you just kind of decide when you've had enough and how much do I really need to do, right? It'd be kind of more about the learning about them and fucking around and stuff. Quest for the Rings, man. Oh. Board game. A lot of these games I wouldn't even be able to play because you would need like light guns and stuff. I have light guns, but that's for like Braun 2 bullshit, isn't it? I don't even think those work with new TVs. And it's for Dreamcast. Another comfy farming sim game on Game Pass. No, Game Pass. And I don't play many farming sim games on Game Pass, man. I only pick out Game Pass games that are supposed to be good, alright? Oh, for sure, of course. I mean, let's be real. That's not what I mean, yeah. I would be like talking about finding some way to hook up a light gun like my Dreamcast one, but I doubt that worked at all. I don't think those are I don't think that kind of the amount of I doubt there's tech for Dreamcast light guns to be used on a Magnavox Odyssey fucking like adapter. Like I mean, I would just probably use mouse support. Yeah. Yeah. Like I said, don't those old light guns tend to use like something with those old Braun tube like TVs to recognize the shots and stuff? It's why my game, I've tried doing the Dreamcast one on like an HD TV, it just doesn't work with how those TVs, like they're just different. There's something about how like it would read those TVs. Like, I mean, there's some light guns where it's just an amount of movement or whatever, but like, they would recognize the lights and shit. Where like you don't have that ability anymore. Well, I mean, you do, but like it's not like the same. Sorry, I've always found all this just fascinating. We're always just constantly busting through games. I've just never sat down and. You kind of have to go out of your way to like, you know, learn about the Bally Astrocade. Nobody's talking about the Bally Astrocade unless you're like, you know, 40, 50-year-old, literal like actual gaming historian kind of guy. Not much has come from the Bally Astrocade. Not much games or conversation, even in the most like. Even in like heavy duty channels, you know, of conversation. Like it's very specialized, which is cool. And I like that. And I think there's some value there. I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but Yeah, I just kind of have to go out of my way, and it's like, I just have like infinite shit already to do. So. But it'd be fun to, yeah, like spend a night or something, or a day or two, and just bust through one or two of these. Yeah, the little turny knobby bit that looks like a fucking cheap little piece of. It is a literal cheap little piece of plastic. The turny knobby bit, dude. This is the most important piece of video game technology, man. Ever created. Very important. That's another thing too, is like back then the gimmicks and everything were so extreme like that. Like everything had its own little way of interacting with it. Like this was the turny knobby bit with the trigger. Like you don't even play things like that when you're emulating stuff. So it's like you can't even fully experience that history. What can you do at that point? Like how do you even emulate that? I mean, I guess you could just have like just two keys like forward and back with the knobby bit, right? Different feel though. The home device, dude. But we can still talk about this kind of thing on this for the, you know, in the realm of game design and, you know, just the quality of the games and stuff. The Vectrix. That should sound beastly. Teach me about the Vectrix, dude. Whoa. Look at that fucking rig, dude. I want to fucking take my Vectrix to my friend's house, bro. Marshall failure, dude. It's praised for its software library. Oh, really? Show me what kind of blackjack games we're cooking with, dude. Always some 3Ds, but Armor Attack, Art Master. Berserk was on like everything, man. This is just like an arcade game originally. Look familiar. They bring up the Berserk manga. This is like multi-directional shoot. Is this like the first twin stick shooter? That's not twin stick, but it could be. I mean, that'd be the cool thing about playing some of these, is like you'd literally be playing like the first of something, right? And then just seeing where it kind of. I mean, you already do that already playing any like old stuff. Where you see like the influences and just kind of where it goes, but like seeing those where they maybe got something, you know. Yo, rare special edition title, Mr. Boston Clean Sweep, dude. The distillery, man. Mr. Boston. Yeah, just for the experience. I'm sure there's some way. Damn, dude. Like, you could play through the entire Vectrix thing in like 2 seconds. Yo, Starhawk. Where's the Star Trek? Yo. Star Trek the motion picture. On the Vectrix, man? Now that'd be a deep dive right there, dude. You're getting all the best of. You're getting Star Trek the motion picture on the back. You're getting everything, man. That would be the where everything comes together, man. It's the first game developed for a home system to be turned into an arcade game after Cinematronic. This was the last color vector game. Rip off. Cooperative game. Yeah, I read that real quick earlier. I don't fully know how that looks. I wish there's some pictures of some of these games. Oh, dude, Star Trek the motion picture. Let's go. It's like the entire game right here. Yeah, it's not too shabby looking now. It's pretty crisp. Is this recorded like off the actual shit? Or is this simulated? Yeah, I don't think there's this much action in Star Trek the motion picture. I don't remember the part where Kirk and the crew are just fucking blasting thousands of motherfuckers down. That's it, dude. You just score. See, that's my thing. Like, you just literally play these for like 10 minutes and be like, yeah, there it was. It'd be kind of cool. That's it. What I find interesting is the homebrew stuff, man, for some of these. Like, people have homebrewed like a lot of NES games and they're like really impressive. And it's like, you can actually play them on an NES and stuff. It's interesting. It's interesting because, you know, you think back then, like, you know, by the end they probably reached the pinnacle. But then now with like what you know about the system and like more techniques and programming, like you get people who are like pushing it like way beyond, right? Like, I think that's super interesting. Like, they never, like, you know, that's with any generation, right? You can always keep, people always find a way to keep like improving or doing like cool little techniques to like make better and crazier shit, even on the same hardware. Which is why they should be hard on people for not optimizing games nowadays. Tennis for Two was the first from the 50s. Yeah, that was like the proto Pong, right? Is that what I'm thinking of? Yeah, the oscilloscope shit. They mentioned that earlier. Very first video game by definition, yeah. Yeah, I'm thinking like oscilloscope stuff. Man, imagine being able to play on like the actual like big giant machine and play that game. I always love its sports stuff, right? Like, it's just the most obvious thing to start with, like just a tennis game. Yeah, where is that? It was in here earlier. Let me see if I can find it. There's like a port. I wouldn't be surprised. Just for it being like one of the first things ever. I gotta make sure there's not like a big horse penis that pops up in this video. Yeah, dude. Look at this shit, man. It's cool, man. I'm sure that specific thing has probably been recreated down to the visuals inside of some fucking other game or something, right? More physical video game machines. Oh, instead of just like arcade machines, you mean like with more like moving gears and parts and that kind of shit, or what? Giant roll of fabric or something like. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, that'd be interesting, huh? Oh, it's probably just, you know, degradation of like materials, limitations, and flexibility of being able to like, you know, like how do you like edit that? How do you like change it? Like, how do you make like complicated stuff on like a roll of fabric, right? Like, do you have Mario just be like a light on the fabric and he just jumps in the background, but it still like has like the game running in the background, knowing if you've landed on something or not? It's like, I see what you're saying. I mean, you could say that kind of existed, right? Your sports ball and your shoes, and you know, throw your horseshoe on the fucking stick, dude, you know, like, I mean, that's pretty much what it is, right? But in more of like a complicated home setting, I think that's just something that came with the onset of like electrical type of computer type of shit like that, right? Like, it's hard to get, I mean, terribly more complicated, right? Like, you can go play like Mahjong or something, right? You know, it's like a physical deal. You're meeting like complicated pieces of like machinery that like can reach the level of like a rudimentary game. I don't know. I feel like how hardcore that would be almost just like a, like how difficult it would be to pull off correctly. Maybe would be more of like a novelty, right? Than really something realistic for like consumers. So there's just no reason until you get the technology leap where they are like able to finally start doing shit, and then at that point it's just like, why would you have it be all mechanical? Okay, did you know about Captain Novolin and the other various education games for SNES? I don't think so. I've played a lot of SNES stuff, but by no means the whole library. Whew. It looks funny. Oh, I feel like I've seen screenshots of this. Look at this guy. What a Chad. Save Pinesville's diabetic mayor. Oh, is this the... Oh, this is the one where you like... Is this the one where you like... gather like... drugs? Or beat up like drug users or something? Or is that a different game? There was some like... religious or like educational game or something where you like just beat up like random drug users and like... I mean, there's probably a lot of games like that. This is maybe it was similar. Eat healthy meals to keep his blood. You know, I've seen video on this before. Did AVGN do like a video on this or something? Yeah, I had completely forgotten about it. No, I should probably play it. It's probably funny. Man, I'm really hungry. I don't have a car right now. Whew, I could really use something. Yeah, that sounds awesome. It sounds like a shitpost somebody made, which is fun. They're just like, oh, you gotta make a game about diabetes, and he's like, alright, brother, hold my beer and do some fucking fucked shit and call it a day. Obviously, you wouldn't do that for Super Mario Bros. 1, but wait for this period, you can mass produce a machine like that. Let's go outside. Be a home thing, that's true. I've seen plastic toys like that for kids. My thing is, it's like, I feel like that kind of stuff like exists in a way, right? You know, you put a ball inside of the thing, and then you spin it and go through the maze, right? There is stuff kind of like that, but like to get to the level of a video game, I mean, look at some of your early video games. They're pretty basic too, right? I think there's just some things that realistically to pull off, you just would be like way more of a challenge on like a piece of machinery. It's like you could do it, but and it's probably been done to a certain extent, but like to get to that level, I don't know. I think the tech just came first. Pinball machines, yeah. I don't know, I just feel like there's always been like complicated, like, you know, bits of machinery for fun and for kids and shit, but... like you could say like racing Hot Wheels is like a race game, you know? It's like... I don't know. Just kind of depends. I mean, I guess I have some candy here, shit. I don't usually order food and I don't have the money for it, but... like I should order food today. I'm starting to get really tired too. Like I said, I was up for like 24 plus hours yesterday working the whole time. I'm really tired. There you go, Kieran. Well, yeah, the scrolling parchment makes me think of like old-timey like musical stuff, right? Wasn't that a thing where they'd scroll like a sheet and it would play the music with like holes in it or whatever? Something like that. But like you adjust something with like a little button or some shit. Maybe it's like a ball or something, and it's like moving, and there's like little pins that are gonna stop it, and you have to like have the ball like somehow move up and down with like a piece of machinery. Like you're like an auto run game. Yeah, the ball comes back to the beginning. I mean, it'd be like those little maze games where you like have to balance it, right? But with more like objects coming at you and shit. Then it resets. I mean, it doesn't necessarily have to have an end, right? It could just infinitely scroll and you just time how long you can go for or something, right? But you can make it more extreme. The problem is, how do you limit the ball's movement? And not just have it be like an auto movement thing. Yeah, because when I looked up Novolin, I got drugs. I'm like, what? No, it makes sense. Good looks. I appreciate you saying that. Yeah, I need to lose some weight before I can have any of that, right? As I eat candy. I appreciate you saying that. Yeah, I wouldn't mind some kind of sugar for sure. Yeah, give me a quick billionaire. I don't have to stay up 24 hours working. It was my own fault yesterday. I fucked up my sleep schedule the day before. I should have figured I'd be working. I just usually don't know till the night before, but you can kind of predict it. I had to stay up and it was a pretty... I forgot my little trolley thing, so I had to like... I was essentially deadlifting all day. My body's pretty stiff. I didn't sleep great. I was tired. And I don't have much food here. I made some rice, but... I don't know, man. I just eat a bowl of rice and I'm still hungry like... 5-6 hours later, pretty hard. It's not enough for a whole day. I need to put more meat in it. I don't know. I make just enough off of work and stuff that I can still stream all the time, which is the goal. It's nice. So I could say it's living the dream still. Last coworker gave me a big bag of candy. Yeah, my mother, I had my birthday. Me and my brother do like a little co-birthday thing, always with the parents. And we're always like, no sweets. And my mom just buys a shitload of candy and makes a bunch of sweets. She just likes to. I've been sitting here eating a bunch of candy and cookies and shit for the last week or two. Yeah, the Taiwanese blackjack will be tomorrow. Yeah, I might take a break soon. We'll see. I know I've barely played the game today, but I need to figure out food. A tiny skateboard? What do they got? Like what were they called back then? Oh shit. Tac decks, dude. These tac decks still exist? Yeah, the Magnavox Odyssey running around. Nah, this game season's too busy right now to do it until at least next year. Yeah, tac deck, man. I never had one. But I've used them. Yeah, I've only had a few sips of this, but I'm really fucking uncomfortable. Kind of got like to shake a little bit. I think part of it's I'm super hungry. I'm gonna stop drinking any of that. I think it's also the body's tired from yesterday. I had a lot of caffeine. Alright, let's do this real quick. Actually, I can end it. We'll give it a try. Fuck it. Punch in a box. Ah, cool. It's hard to differentiate a lot of these. I mean, it's cool this is in the game, but yeah, I'm not learning all this. I don't think it's that complicated, but I might take a little break, little rest, and get some food. Or just eat a shitload of candy. I do have some oatmeal, I guess I could heat up. Just plain ass oatmeal. I don't have any fruit or anything. I do like the art a lot in this game though. Whoever the character comic artist is, it's been definitely the best part of the game. No, I won't. Well, anyways, yeah. take a small break. Yeah, you'd be wise to join my gang energy. Yeah. I'm feeling a little faint. I feel like I need some something, some nourishment. I will be back. Appreciate the conversation. If anybody's here to watch the game, I apologize. I know I pretty much did like an hour a game and 2+ hours of talking. I've already been going for 4 hours. I'll be back. We'll do more for sure. I want to try to get through this today. Because if I'm going to do Lies of P within the next week and a half with work and then Pokemon and the rest of this and maybe the other game I was going to run, it'd be not super tight on time, but probably not enough to do a 12-hour talking stream without playing the game. Did you win because you knew what you're doing? Of course. You streaming, Ripper? Give you an offline raid here. Gotcha. Anyways, I'll be back. Thank you guys for watching. We'll come back and probably play a bit more. It's got me thinking though about doing some like 1st gen, 2nd gen.